Is it live? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Welcome, everybody, to episode 9 of the Triathlon Preview Show. Myself and Emily are joining you again.
Hey.
So we got a couple little things out there first. We got fantasy triathlon stats up. If you go to the new fantasytriathlon.com, you'll see some long course and some ITU stats up. Check them out and let me know what you think. If you need something special added, they're a little they'll help you out. Basically, cut down your research time. So you should have some good information on Kona coming up. Also about Kona, go to the forum, the TRS Triathlon Forum, and leave some feedback about the Kona contest. If you're not seeing what you want up there, we can give it to you. Just leave this little information, and we'll get you whatever you want for Kona. It's the big championship race of the year for long course. Emily, you have any comments on any of that stuff?
No, I got to start kind of getting my team together. I know maybe people are waiting to see there seems to be some shuffling going on leading up to Kona. Like some people, end up injured or get sick before the race. So maybe people are kind of waiting just a little bit to see, what's really going on with the racers. But a lot of times they don't even tell you. So you might as well at least get your team kind of nailed down a little bit and then go from there and keep checking, because things are definitely going to change.
Yeah, so comment a little bit on that. You can change your lineup all the way until the race starts. So if you want to get some people out there now, and then always listen to us and all the other previews out there up until race, and you can edit your lineup up until race time. Another little info is we are going to the Big Island this year. We will have some giveaways. We'll have some interviews. We'll have some roundtable discussions. So please look out for all that information.
Yeah, we're going to try to flood you guys with information straight from the Big Island, and hopefully we can get some good inside info and things that are going on while we're out there. We're just going to kind of roam around and see what we find.
So let's jump into a couple of the races this weekend. The first one we got Ironman Mallorca. Give us a little information about that race course there, Emily.
Yeah, so the swim's 2 loops, kind of in the ocean, but it looks like it's a protected bay, so I don't think it'll be too terribly wavy. There's an Australian exit halfway through, so I think that just means you come out and run on the beach for a second and jump back in. The bike looks like a tough course, some steep climbs and downhills. It's one big loop, and it looks like it's not too fast. Like last year, the men were riding about 450, and the women were, 510, 520, 530. So it's not a killer fast course. And the run is 4.5 loops right along the coast and through downtown. So there'll be a lot of spectator support out there and Spanish people yelling at you and stuff.
Awesome. So let's start off with the female start list. I mean, it's definitely a little smaller start list, but give us a little information on this female start list.
Yeah, so I think you have the people who aren't going to Kona this year and maybe are looking to get a jump start on some points. It's a P2000 race, make some money as well. So Amir Mulan is coming back from injury, and she's been doing pretty well. She won Budapest, and she just did another 70.3 recently and did relatively well. I think it was Poland or something like that. I can't remember, but she's coming back around. So someone to look out for. She's been doing the big volume with Soto, so she'll be definitely fit. Natasha Smith, I feel like I've seen her name recently in some results, so not 100% sure if she's starting, but she's someone who'll be strong on the bike. Emma Kate Lidbury is on the list, and this is her first Ironman. She had a disappointing race at 70.3 Worlds and has been over in Europe training and is ready to kind of take the plunge and see what this really long distance stuff is about. Other people on there, Diana Reisler, another strong German, and she'll be someone to look out for. And then Daniela Semeller, number 63, also from Germany. She'll be another strong gal. And number 64, Alexander Tondor. She just did really well at 70.3 Worlds. I think she was top 15 maybe, or maybe snuck into the top 10, but she's someone to look out for as well.
Also, you mentioned number 58, Shin Yu Lee, Taiwan. Isn't she racing Kona?
Yeah, I've seen her name on the well because I was looking at your stats for Fantasy Try and she was on there. So I would assume maybe this was like a in case I don't make Kona because I think she was one of the
She was one of the late
August.
ones.
Yeah, so I would assume she's not racing this race, but you never know. But I would assume no.
All right, well, let's move on to that male start list. It's definitely a lot larger than the female start list. A lot of Europeans in this race, but there's also some people down from the down under portion of the world. Give us some information on
Yeah,
this list.
yeah. Well, I mean, someone that really stands out to me is Chris McDonald. He's just strong. I mean, he's not going to be someone who's going to just he's just consistent throughout and he's really good at racing his race. Like he knows how long it's going to what he can do and he's going to do that and kind of let the race come back to him. Like if everybody goes kind of batshit crazy on the bike, like he'll let them go and know that they're going to blow on the run. He has that confidence and that experience, and he's not afraid to dig really deep. I think we all saw that in Louisville last year. He really went to the well, so he's definitely someone to look out for, and he's just a strong guy. So I would definitely keep my eye on him. Another one that's kind of hiding down there, and I don't know what kind of shape he's in, is Matthias Hecht. He was really good back in the 2010 2011 timeframe, had some problems with some back injuries and hamstring and things like that. So if he's back to being where he should be, he's someone to look out for, and he's super strong on the bike. There's also David Pleece, who did well at Texas this year. So he's someone to look out for. He's a strong swimmer. And then James Kunama is also on there, and he's had a bit of an up and down year. So I'm sure he's looking to have a really good race. And then you have Timo Brock, who is second at Challenge Roth. That's right. He was second at Challenge Roth this year, and he's someone who's going to be catching back up on the bike and the run. He has a weaker swim. And then there's also Richie Nichols, who trains with Sutto, and he's coming back from an injury. So he's someone to look out for as well. He can definitely run.
So about give one male and one female who's going to take advantage of the non Kona people and start a nice little early 2,000 points for next year's Kona.
I think Chris McDonald is really strong, and I think he knows how to race well within himself and really allow things to kind of take place around him and just be there when it's time to go. I think he's someone who's super competent in racing like that, and he can get it done. I mean, he might not win, but I think he could definitely be a podium contender. The women, I think that Alexandra Tondor, I think she's someone who could do well. And then Mulan, if she's really healthy, I think she's someone who could be dangerous.
Okay. All right. Well, we do have another Ironman this weekend. This one's actually in the United States. We have Ironman Chattanooga. Both defending champions will not be there because they will be on the Kona start line. So the wins are, up for grabs for a newcomer. This is the second time of the Little Debbie Ironman Chattanooga. Emily, give us a little information on this course.
So the swim is point to point. It's a river swim and it's downstream. I've heard the dam won't be open this year, so it probably won't be as fast as what they're saying, but we'll just have to wait and see on that. It'll be non-wetsuit for the pros. The bike is 116 miles. It's a lollipop setup, so you go out 11 miles, 2 47-mile loops, and then come back. Rolling and relatively fast. There's 4,400 feet of climbing, but I think it's in the way of longer uphills, more steady, and then longer, faster downhills. The run, I think, is going to be the killer. It's fairly hilly, 2 loops, and it can get a little bit humid. It's not supposed to be crazy hot this weekend, but I think it'll definitely take a toll on people.
All right. Well, let's start with the male field. Looking at this male field, to me, there's some very interesting names on it, and it kind of, I wouldn't call it second class, but it has a lot of people that barely missed out on Kona with the potential, to be a really good hard race.
Yeah, I think there's going to be kind of 2 groups in the male in the male race, you're going to have a bunch of good swimmers, good swim bikers out in front, and then you're going to have people who are more kind of your bike run specialists. So people like TJ Tollickson, Eric Linkman, Ben Collins, Matt Sharbat will be there. They're not afraid to kind of bike up the road and take the race out that way. So there could be some big gaps, but I wouldn't be surprised if those are come down on the run and people kind of blow up a little bit. And then people like Trevor Wertel or Matt Russell could take advantage, who are strong. I mean, stronger bike runners. So that's kind of how I see it playing out. And I mean, Matt Sharbat told us he's going for the win. So, you know, he told me like that's what sponsors like. They either want you top 10 at Kona, they want Ironman wins and 70.3 wins. And I'm sure Matt is kind of pissed off because he's gotten like 3 seconds this year at 70.3. So he's probably ready for a win and he's not afraid to go for it.
Yeah, a little comment on the Matt issue. I mean, he is on the Kona start list, and I think what he told us is, I mean, he's going for the win. This is not, you know, he is on the start list. He's going to show up to race day, and he's going to go for it. But if anything happens, he is willing to drop out, though, if he feels like he's not in that top area, and then he's going to Kona. So I don't want to say it, but Kona is his second priority right here, but it's his backup plan, and it's, you know, I mean, Kona's a nice backup plan.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got a good backup plan, and no matter what, he's going to Kona. So whether he's racing or not, that's to be determined. So yeah, if shit hits the fan this weekend, he'll pull the plug and go for Kona and just kind of chalk this up as a good hit. You know, I'm sure he won't pull out at 20 miles on the run. If it's going shit, he'll pull out after the bike or in the middle of the bike or something. He's not going to kill himself on the run for nothing. He'll save it for Kona. So definitely someone to look out for. He's kind of maybe, it just depends what happens out there, I guess.
You know, somebody else I see on the start list is Balaj, and, you know, everybody kind of knows I swim with him every now and then with Magnolia Masters. But it was interesting for me to see him on the start list because it takes his main weapon out of the race. I mean, you can only go so fast when you're already swimming 40 minutes for an Ironman, and his big, you know, his ticket is that swim. So it kind of puts him at a disadvantage, I believe, for this race. It was interesting that he chose this one. Another person go ahead,
Maybe
Emily.
he's hopeful that it's not, I mean, because they're saying the dam's not going to be flowing like it was last year. So, but I know Matt Sharbat told me he's preparing that it is, so he's not pissed off if it is like a 37-minute swim.
Yeah, a couple other people I see on this list is Scott DePhelps. I know he's a really good runner, so you could, you know, see him coming from behind possibly. You know, he's definitely further down there, but you never know, you know, if what happens, you know, swim could keep him in and stuff like that. And also Ben Collins, will be his first Ironman, right?
Yeah. I mean, that'll be interesting. It's if he can get kind of the nutrition right and the pacing right, he'll do fine. If he goes off the front too hard and hammers too much the first 60, 70 miles of the bike, well, it's going to be a log slog home. So we'll just see if he has the patience at the front of the race.
Also, there's one person on the start list. We'll give a quote Ironman winner. Thomas Gerlach is on the start list. I don't know if he's starting or not, but we won't really get into the Ironman winner debate there.
Well, all the drama. Yeah, I mean, he won Wisconsin. They let him race, you know, so it is what it is.
All right, so let's move on to this female list. The female list has definitely got some good names on it, as I can see. Give us a little information on this female list, Emily.
Yeah, so Sophie Goes just did Denmark, Copenhagen. So she was second there, so she's definitely someone to look out for. Anna Cleaver is someone to look out for. She could be leading out of the swim, and I believe she led for a while last year at this race. So definitely someone to look out for. Then you have Kim Schwabenbauer, Carrie Lester, who are, you know, Carrie will be up there out of the swim, and she's a real strong biker. did well at Roth. She was second there, so someone to look out for. Katie Blakemore, another super strong swimmer. So I expect that out of the water, you're probably going to have Anna Cleaver, Katie Blakemore, Carrie Lester will be relatively close. Katie Ostalenkus, number 64. She's a good swimmer. So you're going to have a group of girls like that. And then, Christina Jackson, another good swimmer. And then you're going to have kind of the chasers and Kim Schwabenbauer, who's not afraid to really pace well and pay attention to her nutrition so she can pounce on the run. That's kind of her MO. Same with Lisa Roberts. She'll be moving up all day, had that great race at Mont Tremblant. Bree Wee, who's kind of coming back. I think she was injured getting ready for Texas and has just kind of been building back up over the summer. She just was second at Japan. So she's someone who's trying to get a jump on the Kona points. You have Alyssa Godesky just coming off the Ironman double. She did Denmark and Vichy and did pretty well. They were both under 10 hours. So that's solid. And you also have Mackenzie Madison, who'll be a little bit behind out of the swim, but will be moving up as well. I mean, there's a whole host. And then someone like Kirsty John, this is her first Ironman. If she gets to the run in good shape, she'll be dangerous. She's a 32-minute 10K gal, and she loves to run. So if she gets her nutrition right, she could be moving up as well.
Yeah. So you kept mentioning a bunch of, good swimmer, good swimmer, good swimmer. I mean, how pissed are they going to be if that dam is open?
Well, I mean, I think they go into it knowing that it could be like it was last year. I guess you could spend your energy getting pissed or just deal with it. I guess it is what it is, and you can't. I mean, they know it could happen, so hopefully they're okay with that. And if it's open, it's open. And that puts like other people like Beth Shutt is someone to look out for as well. Coming back, she broke her shoulder, I believe, before Texas. I mean, she's super strong cyclist, so she'll be coming. All those QT2 people, look out for them. Like, about 18 miles into the run, that's when they start making their moves, when everybody else starts to fade. So hopefully people won't waste their energy being pissed, because it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, it definitely should be a good race. You have any final comments on Chattanooga, Emily?
No, I mean, I have an athlete racing there, so I'll definitely be spectating, and she's been down on the course and has told me the run course is kind of no joke. So I think it'll be a good day, and it's not supposed to be deathly hot or anything, so could make for some fast racing. Even with the 116-mile bike, the bike times were pretty fast last year. I mean, Angela Nath rode under 5 hours. So it's definitely a faster course on the bike. And then I think it's the run that bites a little bit more.
All right. Well, everybody, please stay tuned. We're going to have some special stuff this week as far as, interviews. And we're also going to do a little Kona preview. So everybody stay tuned. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everybody.